Hey, how's it going, guys? Welcome back. And today, today's one of those frustrating, frustrating days because we got news that I think all of us kind of saw coming. Obviously from the theme, we're talking about Blade. That's an incredible theme, by the way. I don't know. I have to look for that song because every time I hear that song, I just want to, you know what I mean? But it's so Blade, right? But obviously, if I'm like this, then it is not good news. The Blade trilogy was an outstanding, outstanding trilogy. I mean, you can say what you want to say about the third installment of that movie. People always say it became what it became because of bad chemistry, right? Ryan Reynolds, Wesley Snipes, even though Wesley Snipes was the best casting. I mean, there are a few castings that were perfect, right? He's one of them as Blade. I mean, they hit a home run. I mean, Robert Downey Jr. as Iron Man, Henry Cavill as Superman, Man of Steel. I mean, there have been a few where we saw it, you saw them in their suit, and you were like, yes, absolutely. And they hit it with Wesley Snipes, and their first two movies were hits, absolute hits. I think this was what actually started Marvel. The amount of money that those three first movies actually brought in kick-started Marvel. And then coming to Blade, we hear 5 or 6 years ago, Comic-Con, right? That they're making a new Blade. And then they cast Mahershala Ali to play Blade. And you look at him, and then you saw renderings, right? Some of it was fan-based renderings, right? But he looks like the character. And if you've seen him act, you know he can bring it. Absolutely, we know he can bring it. And then comes everything, right? Now we hear they're in production, they're writing, and then everything goes downhill from there to changing directors, to writers quitting, new writers coming in, a new script. This script doesn't work. We change this. All of this turmoil happening behind the scenes, but we're hearing about it. 5 years into this, it's been nothing but a train wreck. I mean, when they cast this man to play, he was 45. He's 50 this year. I mean, he's damn near going to age out before he ever shoots this movie. And I mean, I don't know if it's just you, but I truly believe since right now, they've gone back again to rewrites and reshoots. This movie was supposed to come out next year. There's no way in hell it's coming out next year. And it's honestly my belief that they're going to have to recast this man. Because if you know anything about Marvel, Marvel likes you to basically you sign on for multiple movies, right? Which means as an actor, you're basically putting aside a lot of gigs out there because you have this commitment. And obviously, if you see the first 12 to 15 years of Marvel, a lot of these actors, they put off a lot of movies because you're committed. So you best believe he's been committed because we haven't seen him in a lot of movies for this. But he'll be 50. I mean, seriously speaking, we going to have a 55-year-old Blade? Really? Like a new Blade? And this started going downhill fast when they leaked out the story where they wanted the actual main character, basically to be Blade's daughter. This went downhill fast. And their fan base tells you it went downhill fast. And obviously this was a studio trying to... Listen, this wokeism, I mean, it's getting out of hand. And this is one way it is because you're basically diverging from what the story is, and your fan base is telling you keep the story, keep the main thing, and you're diverting, right? From reshoots to rewrites to whatever you're doing, and now it is basically all up in the air whether we're gonna get this movie. And even if we get this movie, is it gonna be the movie we want as a fan base? Because let me tell you something. I'm telling you, and again, it's not whoever they were casting to play Blade's daughter, it is not her fault. It is a studio. I mean, the studio is making fans not go out to the movies. Last year, I talked about it last year. Last year, we had a really good movie come out, Blue Beetle. The fan base doesn't trust Warner Brothers. it did not do well. But when it came out to streaming, it was number one for weeks. Why? It was a good movie, but fans didn't want to pay. They didn't want to go to the movies to watch this movie. Not because it's not a good movie, but it's because they do not trust the studio. They didn't trust what content, what's the quality of what's coming out. Because everything has been an agenda based. It's bias based. It's frustrating. It is. And now to hear this about something that we were excited about, because this is Marvel going dark, right? I love DC because DC is dark, right? They're not afraid to go there, even in animation. This is a way for Marvel to start embracing and going there. And Blade is the best character in comic books to take you there. And yet you are fumbling the ball. And let me tell you, fans are tired. I'm tired. I mean, it's not just me. Look at YouTubers who are comic fans and have bigger YouTube channels, millions of followers. They're talking about it. They're sick and tired of what's going on. I'm sick and tired of what's going on because we know what's happening. We know what the studios are trying to do. The fans are telling you what to do and what not to do. Your fans are your money makers. Anyway, I'm just a bit frustrated, confused, not surprised, because we've been seeing a whole lot of what's going on. Anyway, that's just what's going on in the Marvel Universe. Blade, yes or no? We don't know. I don't care. Yes, I do. I'll see you on the next one. Peace.